Hi, my name is Jennifer Hooper and this is my project. It's called Connect the Decimal Dots, and basically this is a spin-off game of the classic board game Connect 4. However, they will be working out decimal problems in 3 different ways in order to get their answer and mark it on the board with their decimal dots and ultimately Connect 4 and win the game. So, you'll need a blank sheet of paper. Each student will need a blank sheet of paper, a pencil. They'll need 2 dice, and they have the written numbers all over them, the decimals. They'll need about 20 decimal dot tokens each, and this will just be their markers on the board game so they know what answers they've already used and where they are in connecting 4 in a row. So to start off, the students will get into teams one-on-one. Each student will roll a dice, and whoever gets the larger number will go first. The winner that gets to go first will roll both dice at once and get 2 different numbers. They'll then start to work them out in 3 different ways. They will add them, subtract them, and multiply them. This gives them a better chance of finding the number on the board. While they're working out their problems, the other student can go ahead and roll their dice and get their 2 numbers and start working them out. So it just gives them something to do, so they're not waiting on that student. So then once they find their numbers, they will take their decimal dot and they will mark it on the board. However, they can only mark it starting off at the bottom and stacking it off of other decimal dots. They can't just place it anywhere on the board. So to demonstrate, I rolled my 2 dice and I received the numbers 20.20 and 3.94. I added them, which gave me 24.14. And if you look, it's up here in this square. I'm sorry, it's backwards. It's up here in this square. A student cannot just put their decimal dot up there. It has to stack on top of another decimal dot. So I then subtracted my numbers, and I got 16.26, which is down here on the bottom, which is perfect. I also multiplied them just to get a third number, and I got 79.588, which is also on the bottom row. However, the student can only pick one if they're both on the first row or able to stack. So I picked the number 16.26. It doesn't really matter. And I marked it with my decimal dot. So then the next student will go and they'll get their answer. And they'll take their decimal dot. And if their answer was on the bottom row, then they could mark it here. If their answer was on the second row, the only place that they could mark it is right here above this decimal dot because it has to stick. It has to be able to stack, I'm sorry. They can't just place it over here because if this was the classic board game and it was 3D, it would fall through to the bottom. So by doing this, by stacking it on top of this purple team, they also give them less of a chance to get 4 in a row because they're cutting off their vertical streak. So they can only go horizontal now or diagonal. If they do go diagonal, they must stack on top of other ones. And if the student forgets how to play, the instructions are also at the bottom of the page. So I hope you enjoyed my game. Thank you so much for playing. Bye.